Hello and welcome to what I like to call List Management Monday. This is a great opportunity for me to share my knowledge and experience that I've gained over the past decade in both the talent pathway system and the list management and recruiting industry. In the upcoming videos, you'll see a short summary and list analysis on each AFL club and the direction that I think they may take going forward in 2021 and beyond in the AFL system. The AFL industry have already seen many changes due to COVID. We've seen the combination of two organisations in the NEFL and the VFL, and we're seeing a restructuring of the AFL pathway system in Victoria. But you'll also see it at the AFL level. Already we've seen staff reductions, but in 2021, the AFL football departments of each club will see them use only 6.2% of their allocated salary cap. This will affect list sizes, with an average list size of 45, or in some cases Gold Coast have 52. You'll see that list size be reduced to 36 to 38 in 2021, and a restructuring of the rookie system. So it'll be interesting to see over the coming weeks what the AFL announce going forward. In today's video, you'll see North Melbourne Football Club and the Adelaide Football Club, and a short summary of where I think they're going to take their lists. May I stress that this video and the upcoming videos are my opinion and my opinion alone, and do not reflect on what the actual list sizes and list directions these AFL clubs may take. I am open to a lot of discussion and questions below, so if you feel that you want to get involved in a conversation, I love the football industry, so I'm willing to answer any positive or negative or constructive questions and comments going forward. The Adelaide Football Club, currently sitting 18th on the AFL ladder. Their list size for 2020 is at 38, which is below average compared to the other AFL clubs in the competition. The list average age for the Adelaide Football Club is at 23.9, which is the sixth youngest list in the AFL. And the average games for the Adelaide Football Club is at 57.8, which is 13th most experienced list. That demonstrates that their list strategy over the past few years, since competing for the Premiership in 2017, has been a full rebuild, sacrificing age and experience for drafting in talent. If we look at the age profile of the Adelaide Football Club in 2020, they have 18 players between the ages of 18 to 22. In the peak age from 23 to 27, they have 15. The experienced age of 28 to 30, they have 10. And they have 2 for 30 plus, which is Bryce Gibbs and David McKay. I believe Adelaide lack that genuine A-grade talent, in particular that core age group from 23 to 28. Rory Sloane is the closest thing they have to an A-grade talent, and he's been a mainstay of the Adelaide Football Club for many years. However, at 30 years of age, he only has 2 to 3 years left of his AFL career. Matt and Brad Crouch, at 26 years of age, are crucial to the core of the Adelaide Football Club midfield. I will do anything as the Adelaide Football Club to keep both of these talents on my list, as they are very close as an A-grader. That brings us to Tom Doedee. Already captaining the club a couple of times throughout 2020, Tom Doedee is seen as a future leader of the Adelaide Football Club, and at 23 years of age, he is a player you can build a list around. But it doesn't stop there for the Adelaide Football Club. The emerging talent, having offloaded Sam Jacobs to GWS as a free agent at the end of 2019, has allowed Riley O'Brien to develop his ruck craft and become the #1 ruckman. Elliot Himmelberg, as a key position forward, has been able to develop his craft alongside Tex Walker. Darcy Fogarty, as a midfield forward, shows some very good X factor and class at the bottom of the pack. Will Hamill very skillful and very defensive driven as a small defender. And Fisher Mackesy, their pick 6 from last year's 2019 draft, shows that he can play at both ends and will be a potential A-grader in the future. The untouchables for the Adelaide Football Club going into the 2020 draft: Tom Doedee, Brad and Matt Crouch, and Brodie Smith, an underrated player at the Adelaide Football Club with experience and leadership qualities. The needs for the Adelaide Football Club going into 2021. They do lack that genuine A-grade talent, especially between that peak age of 23 to 27. They have great key position depth, but they need that outside run and efficiency by foot and depth throughout the midfield to add to the list. 2021 and beyond, I see the Adelaide Football Club list strategy drafting the best available midfield talent. Having seen Rory Atkins, a current listed player, already nominating free agency at the end of this season, I can see Adelaide looking to target some free agency, maybe a genuine A-grader, and offloading a couple more to gain some more draft picks. Now we move on to the North Melbourne Football Club, who are currently sitting 17th on the AFL ladder. The list size in 2020 for the North Melbourne Football Club is at 45. Now, North Melbourne have had some injury woes throughout this season, and they should be competing for the final series. The list average age of the North Melbourne Football Club is at 24.6, which is the 6th oldest list in the AFL. The average games is at 67.4, which is the 8th most experienced list in the AFL. Their list strategy over the last few years has been to moneyball and gain some much needed experience between the peak ages of 23 to 27. As we can see in their age profile, they have 18 players between the ages of 18 to 22, 16 between 23 and 27, 8 players between 28 and 30, and the 3 oldest players on their list who are all playing well throughout 2020, Sean Higgins, Todd Goldstein, and Robbie Tarrant. In my opinion, North Melbourne have 2 genuine A-graders, one being Todd Goldstein at 31 years of age. Todd Goldstein, like Fremantle's Aaron Sandilands in the past, I see playing on for another 4 years at least and still maintaining that A-grade status. Jack Zeeble, North Melbourne's captain, has been a mainstay of this club and a courageous player and shin boner for the last decade or so. Jack Zeeble, although winding down his midfield career, he will be a genuine A-grade talent up forward with his class and experience. North Melbourne Football Club has a lot of emerging talent. The likes of Jai Simpkin, Nick Larkey, Cameron Zurhaar have X-factor to burn. Taron Thomas has been listed as a potential A-grade talent. Aidan Bonar, who they brought in 2019 from GWS, adds to that list. And Luke Davies-Uniacke and Jack Marnie have shown signs of becoming a mainstay of the North Melbourne Football Club midfield. But what do North Melbourne lack and what do they need? They lack a genuine A-grade talent between the ages of 23 to 27 and have often looked to draft in potential A-grade talent. But as we've seen over the past year or two, that hasn't come to fruition. North Melbourne Football Club has great key position depth with 10 players over the average height of 196 centimetres. When we look at the trade period, they could offload a couple for more draft picks. Needs is outside run and efficiency by foot. We've seen over the past month in 2020, the average efficiency by foot leading into the North Melbourne Football Club forward line is at 27%, way below average where they should be. They need backline depth, both tall and small. Robbie Tarrant is at 29 years of age and has a few years left in him, but they do lack that classy, crafty backline talent to bring the ball out. But I do see Sean Higgins adding to that role for the next couple of years. 2021 and beyond. North Melbourne to go to the trade period. They do have a lot of good, genuine talent, as we saw with that emerging talent. They will go to the trade period and chase another B+ to A grade depth to hopefully compete for the premiership window, as they're not far off. Thanks for listening. If you want to add any comments or discuss anything or ask me any questions, please do so below. Thanks for listening.